up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show of people. Belize our hope for to needless reason. Nobody feeling about is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that will be happen like that blue skies. I love it when people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is a show it no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show of people. Belize our hope so to needless reason. Nobody feeling about is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that will be happen like that blue skies. I love it when people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB.
Good morning and welcome to Creme FM and XTV's WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Wednesday, the 3rd of July, 2024. 6:34 a.m. here in studios. My name is Numi Usher. I'm so happy to be here with you this morning. I hope that you've rested well and are ready to take on this Wednesday. Before we get into the show, though, we have to give you the weather and the news. The news here is prepared by Creme FM and XTV's news desk, and the weather report is prepared by the National Meteorological Service. This morning, our forecaster is Francisca Wellington.
Good morning. Generally fair conditions prevail and we can expect sunny skies with cloudy spells today and partly cloudy skies tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated, increasing closer to Thursday morning. Showers and thunderstorms will increase across the country Thursday and Thursday night. Winds today along the coast and over the open seas will blow from the east and northeast at 10 to 15 knots and seas will be choppy. High tides will occur at 7:17 this morning and 9:26 tonight. Low tides follow at 3:04 this afternoon and 1:41 tomorrow morning. Temperatures this afternoon will peak at 80 Fahrenheit up in the Maya Mountains, 88 along the coast and 93 inland. The moon will set at 4:44 this evening, followed by sunset at 6:31. In the sargassum forecast, sargassum amounts over the area remain low for now, but a slight increase is likely during the coming days. In the tropical weather outlook, at 6 o'clock this morning, Hurricane Beryl was located near 16.9 north, 75.3 west, or about 125 miles southeast of Kingston, Jamaica. Maximum sustained winds remains at 145 miles per hour, and the system was moving west-northwest at 20 miles per hour. Here at home, a tropical storm watch remains for the area between Belize City and Corozal. That's the latest from the Belize Weather Bureau. Do have a pleasant day.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
A tropical storm watch was declared for Belize City northward to the border as of 6 p.m. Tuesday, including the Keys of San Pedro and Kikaker, as Hurricane Beryl approaches. A tropical storm means that tropical storm conditions are possible within the watch area within 48 to 72 hours. As of 9 p.m. Tuesday, Hurricane Beryl was still moving west-northwest at 22 miles per hour with winds of 150 miles per hour. The system is expected to pass over Jamaica today, then move west-northwest across the northwestern Caribbean Sea on Thursday. It is now expected to make landfall anywhere between the extreme north of Belize and the Yucatan Peninsula, nearer to Cancun as a Category 2 hurricane with winds of 100 miles per hour late Thursday night into Friday morning. Heavy rainfall can be expected near the center with bands extending further out. Any storm surge to the north of the center is not expected to impact Belize. National Emergency Coordinator at National Emergency Management Organization, Daniel Mendez, reminded the public to plan for the safety of our elderly and vulnerable population. Mendez spoke about the shelter management, which he says is in place.
All of the district committees have already met and they have already prepared these in advance. So we know if there's a need to open shelters, there is already a list of shelters which will be open. We have already assigned people to the shelters in case there is a need. And that plan is on standby in case it needs to be implemented. We will, of course, continue to work closely with the Met Service to determine if there's a need and when this will happen. But rest assured, if there's a need, shelters will be open not only in Corozal, but wherever there is a need. And then there will be shelter managers there as well. We have published on our Facebook page the shelter list, so you know where these shelters are in your area. And again, we remain on standby. I want to encourage the people of Belize that we need to remain in a state of preparedness. Remember, we are in the hurricane season, and our preparation needs to be always ready. We always need to be ready. These systems can develop very quickly, as we have seen with Hurricane Beryl, and we need to always remain in a state of preparedness. And like Chief Met said, we cannot let our guard down. We need to continue monitoring throughout the entire season. And so even though it seems that this system may not pose a direct threat to us, we do have the rest of the season to be concerned about. So let's keep on, remain in that state of preparedness for the rest of this season.
With branches in Corozal and in San Pedro and Kikaker have already indicated they will close as of midday today to allow staff to put their hurricane plans in place. 936 is the NEMO hotline to report concerns. The High Court also announced the adjournment of all cases across the country from today until Monday as a result of the impending hurricane. Emergencies will be accommodated if possible at the magistrate court level. Cases fixed for July 4th will be rescheduled for mention on Tuesday, July 9th. Cases fixed for Friday will be rescheduled for mention on Wednesday, July 10th. Cases that were fixed for Monday will be rescheduled for mention on Thursday, July 11th. In Corozal Town, the Town Council is preparing for the arrival of Beryl. Mayor Rigo Veos explained the works that are being done around the municipality. Council officials are tracking the system live at their command center where they will bunker down if necessary.
We're continuing our town council work now, just a bit more aggressively out there, especially when it comes to our drainage system. We are ensuring that we target mainly those areas that we all know normally would get flooded. As we know, we have specific prone areas that always get flooded with a little rain, like it happened this weekend. So that's exactly what we're doing with our work from the town council.
Is there any area in specific that we're looking at?
Yes, there are various areas within town. We have Chula Vista, we have a part of Olga Marin, which includes Ermelinda layout, Joseito layout, downtown also. We have Halls layout, Lower Halls layout, and part of Potsal. So we have various areas that normally we try to concentrate in making sure that the drains are clean to be able to withstand all this rain that is coming in front of us. No? I know they will have people who will want to come, and I know that they'll have people that will not want to come out, you know, but like I said, this is something very serious. Even if it's just rain, it will be a lot of rain, right? And we need to be prepared. We need to, as leaders, we need to encourage people also that if they know that they stand a high chance of getting flooded, not to take the risk and to move into shelters.
Ronnie Hernandez, the NEMO coordinator for Corozal, speak of the number of shelters that are available.
In preparations, we have 15 shelters that is going to be readily in order for us. If we do need to activate and open them, the system is coming toward us. If we activate these shelters, meaning that we declare those shelters to be open through NEMO headquarters, we would have Our Lady of Guadalupe, Cristo Rey, Corozal Community College, Concepcion, Caledonia, Buena Vista, Mary Hill, Libertad Methodist School, Louisville, Pachacan, San Pedro, Chunosh, Copperbank, Progreso, and Escuela Secundaria Técnica Mexico. So we're going to have preparedness from the Village Emergency Committee part, which we do have the listings, and we're going to have public officer listings, which would work in collaboration for shelter management and wardens. Yes, we do have, for the rural part, we have the Sarteneja. Sarteneja, if we do have evacuation, we have the evacuation plan, which we have a bus fueled up already. From the Chunosh aspect, we have the Chunosh St. Viators, which is a shelter for the Sarteneja also, and the Chunosh. We do have Copperbank, Faro Encendido, and also for Progreso, which we know that this weekend rains, they were affected, so we do have that really available for them also. Yeah.
Tuesday's midday flood forecast featured a flood warning for low-lying areas in the northern part of the country due to excessive rain. At Monday's NEMO press conference on Hurricane Beryl, Principal Hydrologist Tanil Hende went into greater detail on the topography or physical features in the north that could complicate things if there is a lot of rain in that area, given the flooding they saw over the weekend.
Those rivers in the north are very flat. For flood waters to run off, we need slope, we need steepness, and we don't have that in neither the Rio Hondo nor the New River. What releases those waters is the Crooked Tree Lagoon. It has a reverse function. Right now, the Belize River is not flooding. So what the Crooked Tree Lagoon does is that the excess river water coming from New River is actually emptying into Crooked Tree, and then it makes its way through the Belize River. So that particular system is very critical to flood drainage for us. And so eventually, if the hurricane takes a projected path that it has now and it continues on that path, we might be looking at the Crooked Tree system being flooded because it's releasing those water and eventually going through the Belize River, eventually coming down into Belize City. There's a lot of factors. It's too early, a lot of uncertainty, but there is the high possibility and potential, and so that's what we need to take away from it, that there is the high probability and potential, and we need to be prepared for that. Right now, the entire north and part of central Belize, the soil moisture is very saturated. So there's not a lot of room to play for any waters to infiltrate through the soils. They're at capacity. They've taken all that they can take. And so what happens is that turns into runoff, leads into flooding, and eventually goes to the river. So we have to be monitoring soil moisture, precipitation levels, tidal levels, flooding coming from neighboring countries, and it's a very unique complex. I like to say these algebraic and calculus equations that we took in high school or in UB, and we said, what are we going to do with this? This is what we have to do with them. We have to look at all the factors and try to factor out the main ones to make a best decision or best forecast for the populace.
Henry also described the effects of drought on flooding, given that we are just coming out of a very hot and dry season.
It reduces the capacity of soil to infiltrate water downwards, vertically. And so what it does is that it just runs off and creates flooding. There are several other side effects, as we want to call them, that are caused by drought, one of them being sedimentation. We have to look for sedimentation in the rivers, and that will also affect water utilities' ability to clean the water fast enough for us, depending on the severity of the sedimentation in the rivers. So there's other factors such as the watersheds. The forests are not able to uptake water, so you have dying forests. We have, with that losing that capacity, basically your ecosystem has a reduced function, which means it reduces every other ecosystem service that it provides to us.
There is also a flood alert in effect for the Saboon River and surrounding areas, including creeks and streams. In mid-June, incessant rainfall caused damages to the Coastal Plains Highway for a length of up to 100 meters on the approach to the Soldier Creek Bridge. At the time, it was reported that deforestation due to development, clearing, as well as recent wildfires compounded the situation as it caused an unprecedented level of water to flow in the area of the culverts on the approach to the bridge. The overflow of water caused damage to the asphalt. Chief Engineer Evandale Moody has reported that the estimated cost for the repairs is $350,000. Moody also spoke of the savings of $6 million on the Coastal Plains Highway, for which it has received criticism from the opposition, under whose administration the project started back in 2020.
The original cost that we have is $350,000 in terms of doing the concrete pavement that I mentioned, because we would have to treat it as a floodway now because of what has occurred at those two culverts. So the idea is that we want to concrete that entire area. In terms of the savings that we keep repeating that we try to make on these projects, these are from the contingencies. All right, so the project itself has a specified value, but we usually add on a 10% contingency, and that is used in the event we decide that we need to do other works. Those works were not necessarily needed on the coastal highway, and so those funds were used to assist in upgrading Gales Point Road, access road, and we also used some of those funds to upgrade the Mullins River Road, and we did some work in Hope Creek as well and Sarawee. So what they're saying in terms of reducing the scope of work, we did not do that. Whatever was designed and implemented for the coastal highway was implemented in accordance with the conditions of contract. So we never reduced anything in terms of scope of works on the coastal road itself. So that is not correct.
The repairs were to be done this week. However, the Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing is holding off as it monitors Hurricane Beryl. Police Minister Karim Musa has addressed the report that police officers are being denied free treatment at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital, which has been the practice for some time. The indication is that the officers get free treatment at public hospitals.
I don't believe that it is law, Mr. Flowers, but I am aware that it has been practiced for so many years, decades even. And so that is not something that I hope will be changed. I know that the KHMH is in fact informing certain officers that they should be paying for their health care, but we are saying to the Ministry of Health, the Commissioner has already had a meeting with the CEO from the Ministry of Health, and that has been ironed out, so to speak, and moving forward, it is expected that officers will not be charged whenever they go to the KHMH.
It brings us to the end of this Wednesday morning newscast. Remember, there's more news on Creme FM at 10 a.m. during the morning stew, a news package at 12:30, a news brief at 3, and a full news package this evening at 5:15 p.m. Here on XTV, we have a full news package for you this evening at 6 p.m. It is 6:50 a.m. on this 3rd July 2024. We will take a short break now, but stay with us, because when we get back, we jump into this Wednesday morning edition of Creme FM and XTV's WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. The news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
Atlantic Bank is an institution with more than 50 years of experience in partnership with Belizeans. We have been lending to all industries. We have been investing in the growth and development of Belize. We are proud to introduce Atlantic Bank's micro, small, and medium enterprise loan program, the perfect solution to grow and enhance your small business. Let Atlantic Bank be your partner in making your small business dreams come true. Call us or visit any of our branches countrywide today to find out more about Atlantic Bank's micro, small, and medium enterprise loan program. We will talk you through your options and find the best financial fit for you and your business. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
welcome back to Creme FM and XTV's WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this beautiful Wednesday morning. It is the 3rd of July, 7:01 a.m. My name is Numi, Usher, and I'm joined now by Mose. Morning, Mose Hyde. How are you?
Morning. How are you doing, Sister Katie? I'm okay.
Man.
I'm kind of, understanding now that Beryl is a girl name.
I hear all kind of version. I hear Beryl. Like, what a girl name. Make we get a girl name correct, but yes.
Yes.
As our caller informed us, thank you, caller, yesterday. Beryl is very much a female name.
Who knows multiple
Beryls in a real life.
In real life. So that's incredible. I don't know a single Beryl.
I don't know any Beryls.
And Buttercup, I only know one Beryl. I know multiple Beryls. So
several Beryls. And speaking of, if there's anything that you want to share, any questions that you may have, the number for you to do so is 280-5848. Again, that number is 280-5848. Please, we would like you to call. Remember, at 7:30, as we did yesterday, we have a official briefing, media briefing by the National Emergency Management Organization, and also joined by the National Met Service.
Active, NEMO, active.
Oh yes, oh yes. And inclusive. I heard media update afternoon,
Sensitive to our concerns, we appreciate.
Yes, well, the thing is, I don't want nobody catch feelings, but honestly, everybody got different audience, and we need to make we audience not get left out.
We hook. Yes. Get ya. Yes.
Feelings.
Feelings. Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Wherever you are this morning, we know that you have one eye on what you regularly have to do on a Wednesday, and then one eye.
Right.
In some cases, people have two eyes. Like literally, people get consumed by it.
Oh yes.
And it's like I understand it's and it's a part of what, again, good content is supposed to do. It's supposed to hold your attention, and indeed this system deserves a full attention until we are away and it's passed away. It's like if you're here, one dangerous person have to walk past your street, you do have to just peep through your window, make sure that even though they said, I know your house did come, you just have to make sure you keep on one eye out there to say, okay, go ye where you're going, and go ye merry way.
Sleep with your own eye.
Yes. So you keep your eye there, and we understand. So people want to know what's up with Beryl. We know right now Beryl is about to deal with our brothers and sisters in Jamaica, man. So that's there in their immediate future, what appears to be weakenings. Beryl, it's at least based on the last check, at about 145 miles per hour. Anything but weak. Something might be weakening, but
that don't mean weak.
That don't mean weak.
It's just less strong than way me there.
Yesterday, it was super strong thing, and now it's strong. Good. But not weak about it. So obviously, based on the modeling, it's expected that the worst, at least based right now, but we have this again, as Sister Katie mentioned, we have the real people with the real info telling us the latest at 7:30. And in no shape or form are we trying to preempt that. We just start the morning by acknowledging that Beryl live on the matters right now. Beryl have with
right now she is that girl.
Beryl have with full attention, like what Beryl said. So I need to stand in the middle of the road to get your full attention. Well, no, you just have to pack them kind of wins, and then all models to show that you have one close call with me. You got with full attention, Beryl. Everybody, and in fact, I know that yesterday people moved in. I think that was one of the things I really wanted to engage in, is to what exactly are the advisory and guidance being provided to people who live on the islands, who have their game clock is going to be quicker than ours. The availability of transport, again, is an issue, and people who live and who work, there are multiple resorts that operate offshore, not only just in San Pedro and Key Carcass, so these people have to make decisions, their employers have to be a part of that coordination, so there is what I call a kind of a zone-specific messaging that is, you have the big message, and of course I know that a lot of that comes through the local chapters of the NEMO insofar as the DEMOs and CMOs and all that's going on. So that's the way it's supposed to work. But we have a call, Sister Katie.
Wonderful. So caller, you are on the air. Go right ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I live in this country all my life, 60 odd years of my life. Here you have one tropical storm might hit up north. It could be a hurricane, we don't know yet. Yesterday I have nomination day.
Oh yes.
And you could watch the crowd of politicians. Big up the crowd and it. Down so. The amount of money spent. The amount of money spent on Mose for a nomination day. We could have used to some of the people up north who less fortunate, at least to get at least bag of grocery and different things to just pull them over. Because you know what happened. But all of them care about the power. They don't even worry about that. And I guarantee up north you have a lot of people carrying by for a pack bread. A lot of people are suffer. But these people are interested in get power. Get in. Nomination day, you don't need people to sign the better. And think you could say, boss, we have a problem right now in this country, so we got to put the resources there. And I thought both political parties in the yard, in fact, we are buying some groceries to give the people up now. Because we see like a tropical storm or so on, it's no flooding and things happen. At least we got food to hold over. But these people do not care. But they are not the same people, we are the people. We love the people. We deserve the people. These people are serve themselves, my brother. They do not care. You know the resources they take to you, most people down there. You know the resources that to you all kind of t-shirts. It takes a lot to all kind of banners. It's a shame. And here you have what stand to your country, when you so love your people. Use the money to help your people, but there you go. We don't want signing. I want people to go without the signing. We can't do that. But we don't care, my brother. We do not care. I will tell you, we don't care about what people, only our selfish politicians and their families to then get enough power to benefit them. I say over and over and over. We got well controlled. 400,000 people. How much stuff do we get? How we get in that 400,000 people? Where the money will go? Look for it, regular folk situation. Look how they live. Land bridges, all kind of things, and flood crop techniques. And look for these other politicians, families, how they live. In the years, all of them do not 49 family members. Sweet, they are 49 family members. They do not care. When they go borrow money, they don't go and say that Mr. Brisena, his family, they borrow money for other countries. They go and say, believe the youth, they believe people name and the countries to borrow money. Enough to we name. But we do not benefit from all these loans, these grants. You know, so many cases, people don't see what happen. The people don't so go to the case of the fire the other day, but it is shown and use the resources to help the people. Stop the world on itself. That's all I'm going to do. I show you what they call, but I want to call you the this is the world of the people. Well, we walk, my brother. You take care of our Mose, Sister Katie.
a well-deserved calling out, a well-deserved calling out level of tone deafness, and a kind of it's the kind of thing that is not looked at as being of any consequence, and by the next 6 hours, 8 hours or so, your call will be forgotten. But it is a well-earned chastising, because nobody can argue that the point you're making is unreasonable. That when you are trying to prepare a country for an emergency, and remember, while the threat of Beryl is not as imminent, the fact of the matter is that messaging requires focus. And if you have to be careful, because if you say, even if we as broadcasters come here today, if we do not start off by saying Beryl, those people who listen and watch on us will say, well, Mose and Katie no longer feels like Beryl gets the lead. So I could chillax now then, because you guys are chillax, you see? But we can't do that. Even though we see what we're seeing, we see in the modeling, whatever, we are still, as you have mentioned, rightfully described, tropical storm watch, and we understand, there's an aspect of this storm which is not being really looked at. One, you have to look, everybody is concerned about significant wave action that is being caused by this storm.
Right.
And it's not a thing that has been focused on. So it's beyond now the wind and all of that. There's been a forecast, and again, give thanks, we have Womangov, and we still have Womangov, and we still have the floods, and we still have Turnef, and we still have these protection barriers, natural protection barriers, but the storm, the wave action apparently with this system, and from one system to the next it varies. This one seems to have significant water action in front of it, which means that whether or not the eye passes close to us, like for example it goes over the Yucatan Peninsula more towards Mahawal, more towards Playa del Carmen, Cancun, the fact is that in front of it there's just significant water to the point where the Cubans are concerned about it, the people in Texas are concerned about it, and ultimately we in Belize will have to be concerned about it. So this is not a thing that we all clear, right? And there are still significant enough threats and significant enough concerns that we keep focus on this, and the messaging is solid. So if just a standpoint of the optics of it, if just the optics, a consideration of the optics of it, just as we had mentioned, I believe we felt at the time that we should have had a more responsible approach to elections in the middle of the teeth of the pandemic, and that was not done because elections trumps everything in Belize, and so you're calling and lashing out at that kind of distracting, priority questioning matter of the nominations, as it's compared to the fact that Beryl is still what it is, and that we have to remain focused on that. So I respect greatly that you took the time out to put your thoughts on the public record.
Very important. But as you said too, we live that a culture, right? With our partisan political culture, with our elections culture, and so definitely it's sad to see that even as you rightfully said, several communities in Toledo East are currently recovering from forest fires, and we are all as a country bracing ourselves for what could possibly happen if there is landfall, because even if it hits in the north, our economy is connected, so anything that happens anywhere still will affect us. So definitely I am thankful to you to remind even our political hopefuls that listen, we have to focus, right? Right? I mean, we can't stay out there to do the selfies, and I know we are a partisan political culture and we want to show that political muscle, right? That we are the browniest and we look good and we had 500 people and you only had 20 because that's a big part of it, right? But still, that being said, whatever it is you feel that you need to do, we need to focus on what's most important. And we have to prioritize.
One second, JD,
right.
when you say it started, do you mean like they have started or it's just on? I don't know. Is it they have started the presentation? Can I please get some clarity on that? If they have started, then we have to go to it. But our understanding is that it was to start at 7:30. There was supposed to be some testing at a quarter after 7.
Right.
So
well, if it's starting, then we'll move on to that. We're just getting confirmation as to whether it was a test at 7:15 and or presentation at 7:15.
They're on?
All right. Okay.
So I get conflicting messages. I get one saying they're on and a second saying they're not on. Can I please just get clarity on that?
To which one it is.
And if you have to shout it, JD, shout it, because we have to. They're not starting.
All right. So, okay, good. So we do have a few more minutes. So if you want to call just before we go to our break, that is 280-5848. Again, at 7:30, we will be joining the press briefing that the National Emergency Management Organization and the National Met Service do. This is a Beryl watch. As we understood, Belize was put on a tropical storm watch. And as we said,
from Belize City northward.
Right, northward,
yes.
And the islands. And definitely that watch is considering anything that could happen between 48 to 72 hours, right? So it's very good, and I do want to applaud, even though I'm never happy with all the processing what happened yesterday. I understand that when we try iron out the kinks, but I do applaud the effort and the initiative to share with all the media houses so that each media house can then share with their audience, because it's a very important information and we want everybody to get it as accurately as possible. So that's what we're expecting and hoping for at 7:30.
And so do we go to 2 cents calm?
Sure, we could do that. So what we will do is I will thank Fort Point Security for sponsoring our 2 cents calm. Truly, truly appreciate your support. So we'll do 2 cents calm. We'll have the break, and when we come back, we'll get into that press briefing.
You're watching WB and this is XTV. Upon a scale from 1 to 10, I want to know how much people are worried about Hurricane Beryl. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much you do worry about Beryl, the hurricane? 2. I pronounce it right? Correct. All right, good. 2? On a scale from 1 to 10, that's 2 cents. Yeah. All right, good. Hurricane Beryl.
I left that in God's hand.
You left it in God's hand?
Yeah, you can't do nothing about that.
That's 2 cents. All right. Sir, from a scale from 1 to 10, right? How much you worry about Hurricane Beryl? Sir, from a scale from 1 to 10, how much you worry about Hurricane Beryl?
Don't worry about that. All the way I bury when that comes.
Yeah, you're 2 cents.
No, 1 cent.
No.
We don't worry about no hurricane.
How much you worry about Hurricane Beryl?
10.
Why 10?
Because we can handle category 5, 4, 5. If we barely could handle a category 2, what do you think of 4 and a 5? We country not ready for that?
Yeah, you're 2 cents.
That's my 2 cents.
All right. Mommy, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much you worry about Hurricane Beryl?
Me don't worry yet, baby. Because what will be with me, nothing frightens me anymore.
Yeah, you're 2 cents.
Yes, sir.
All right, have a nice evening, man.
You too, baby.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how much you worry about Hurricane Beryl?
Too much I to worry?
Yeah.
I don't worry about no Berry, boy.
Beryl going to Jamaica. Yeah, stay right there.
Atlantic Bank is an institution with more than 50 years of experience in partnership with Belizeans. We have been lending to all industries. We have been investing in the growth and development of Belize. We are proud to introduce Atlantic Bank's micro, small, and medium enterprise loan program, the perfect solution to grow and enhance your small business. Let Atlantic Bank be your partner in making your small business dreams come true. Call us or visit any of our branches countrywide today to find out more about Atlantic Bank's micro, small, and medium enterprise loan program. We will talk you through your options and find the best financial fit for you and your business. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
The Office of the Prime Minister invites you to the National MSME Roadshow 2024. Join us for free workshops in marketing using AI, finance, business planning, and customer service. Connect with financial institutions for access to finance opportunities, meet with key government agencies, and showcase your business at the Roadshow Expo in an effort to get more locals to buy Belizean. We will be in Orange Walk Town June 13th to the 15th, PG June 27th to the 29th, Corozal July 11th to the the 13th, Benque, July 25th to the 27th, San Pedro, August 15th to the 17th, Key Cocker, August 23rd to the 24th, Belmopan, August 29th to the 31st, Hopkins, September 13th to the 14th, San Ignacio, September 26th to the 28th, Tangriga, October 10th to the 12th, Placencia, October 18th to the 19th, and Belize City, October 24th to the 26th. Sign up today for the National MSME Roadshow. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Beltrade or call us at 880-3737. Sign up today for the National MSME Roadshow. Let's get your business on the road.
We're back, Creme FM, XTV, WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. My name is Numi, Usher. I'm here with Mose, Hyde, and we are soon joining the press briefing from the National Emergency Management Organization and the National Met Service on the watch of Hurricane Beryl, as you said, as you were telling me during the break, continues to devastate several countries in the Caribbean, and like you said, even in the surrounds, not even just where it touched, but
yeah.
Even
So there's been flooding in Venezuela. Again, you would not have seen that the storm hit Venezuela, but it has caused flooding in Venezuela. I imagine because of just the rainfall associated with the system, and at the time it was a huge system. And we checked some of the islands off the Grenadines. I know there's one in particular that they say lost practically all the homes. Like I think about 90% of the homes have been destroyed or severely damaged. Right. That's a place called Union Island. So I was watching some reports from that island this morning, in fact, and we're on.
All right, so.
So we're still trying to get the audio. It appears we're about set to begin the NEMO briefing, 7:30 Wednesday morning briefing, July 3rd. Mose and Katie, and as soon as we are able to lift off with that, we are going to go immediately to that feed. So just bear with us as we are kind of like in standby mode here. As soon again as it gets cranked, we will be going to that to find out the latest about Hurricane Beryl at this time. What we were talking about is just looking at some of the damage that Beryl has already done, and the reports coming out of these small islands that are in the, the southeastern portion of the Caribbean, where I think you were just listening to a feed where they are not accustomed to storms of this size because generally storms don't get that strong until they move into the Caribbean Sea proper. So this again is just part of Beryl's historical run here.
She came out swinging.
Yeah. Fortunately for us, at least based on the forecasting, Beryl is not going to be as significant a storm system when it gets into our vicinity. Do we have what's going on?
Okay.
All right, so we're just trying to get the our schedule for this. It's just about set to begin here inside of the WUB Morning Vibes on Prem Radio XTV, and
I think I can hear them, but from the MCO cabin. But we're trying to get that audio for you out here.
Information out to you for you to continue to prepare for Hurricane Beryl. We have here with us the Chief Meteorologist, Mr. Ronald Gordon, and the National Emergency Coordinator of NEMO, Mr. Daniel Mendez. We will begin by inviting Mr. Mendez to give us an update and the Chief Met. Please go ahead.
We begin with the Met service first, Mr. Tina.
Yes. So can we have Mr. Gordon to please give us the latest update of what's happening with Hurricane Beryl?
Thank you, Mr. Tina. A pleasant good morning to all media personnel, and a pleasant good morning, Belize. I will beg your indulgence before I start updating on the status of Hurricane Beryl. To just say a few words of gratitude. First of all, I would like to thank the Almighty God, of course, for having us here today. We know that in times of disaster, especially, we look out to the Heavenly Father for assistance, and thank Him for having us in good health on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I know that we typically reserve our thank yous until after the emergency has passed. But I think it's opportune now to say thanks to very dedicated staff at the National Met Service. This is not a one-man show, certainly not. We have a team of professionals here working. I want to express gratitude, appreciation for all officers, including the person who is setting up the shutters for us, our cleaner who is ensuring that the offices are clean, our forecasters, or weather observers who work diligently, doing radio soundings in the middle of the night to ensure that weather observations are going into these computer models. I must congratulate them for a job well done. Of course, these observations, as I mentioned before, are crucial in predicting the path of these hurricanes. So when we see the social media meteorologists on television with their beautiful graphics that people love to see, they're actually getting information from us. They're using that information from us. Without the expertise on the ground, there is no weather forecast. So I need to make that abundantly clear. Our meteorologists, people with degrees who could have been offered a job elsewhere apart from this country, return home because they are dedicated to country, they love their people. So certainly I want to congratulate them and to let them know that we do appreciate them. I want to say thanks to the Belizean people who appreciate our job. And I want to say thanks to the critics because you make us stronger and more resilient. You make us more determined to continue doing what we do. We know that there's constructive criticism as well. We can do better. We know that we can improve on our graphics. I want to say thanks also to our CEO, to PR Zatina, for arranging these press conferences. It is a start. There's always going to be hiccups. There's always room for improvement, but it is a start. We are ensuring that we inform the public in a timely manner, something that was not done before. So I think it's something that needs to be mentioned and appreciated. And I thank the people in Belize who appreciate it, including members of the media. And I also thank those who rush to criticize because, again, you give us an idea of what we need to do to make it better. So thank you so much. Having said that, I want to begin this morning by informing you that Hurricane Beryl remains a powerful Category 4 hurricane with winds of 145 miles per hour. The hurricane is currently a few hundred miles to the east-southeast of Jamaica, and it continues to move on a west-northwestward track at about 20 miles per hour at the moment. The weakening that we expected is happening. We see that the wind shear is having an effect on the system, and so that's some positive news for us. The system is forecast to continue on this track today and pass to the south or just near to the south of Jamaica or over Jamaica during the course of today, move into the Northwest Caribbean Sea, still as a major hurricane, and take a more westerly track towards the Yucatan Peninsula. The forecast has been consistent with the highest probability of landfall north of the border on the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. However, we know that the system is not a single point. We know that there are effects away from the center. We know that tropical storm force winds extend in the southern quadrant. Based on the forecast, would be about 60 to 80 miles away from that center. So we do know that the northern parts of our country can still be affected by tropical storm force conditions and tropical storm force winds. And therefore, as of 6 p.m. yesterday evening, as most of you are aware, we, with the approval of the Prime Minister, declared a tropical storm watch from Belize to the northward to the border. And that includes, of course, the islands of San Pedro and Key-Caulker. Based on the trajectory and the forecast, we expect that the system will begin to affect us late Thursday night into Friday morning. First with an increase in rainfall in bands, and eventually increasingly heavier showers, gusty winds, and squally conditions, with a focus again on the northern districts, Corozal, Orange Walk, and the islands. We do not expect, based on the current trajectory, that the Belize City area will be significantly impacted. There will be rains, but the impacts will be rather, will not be as significant as up north. So again, that is our focus, and we do urge residents in those areas to continue monitoring very carefully. There is the potential and possibility that this watch will be upgraded to a warning later today or early tomorrow morning, so we advise you to remain vigilant. With that, I will close and say thank you, and I will await questions after our NEC has made his presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Met. Mr. Mendez, can you give us an update from NEMA's side?
Thank you and good morning. I just want to also echo Mr. Gordon's sentiments that we really appreciate the input from the public. We have been doing our best, and so even our tracking tool, as you see on the screen, is something that we were able to build here, and this is what we are using as to guide ourselves here. For us at NEMO, I can confirm that all national committees met yesterday. All of the national committees have reported their state of readiness to in preparation for the storm. We continue our work in the background at the national level. As I reported yesterday, all NEMO offices across the country are operational. The National Emergency Operations Center is also fully operational, and we will be gearing up our preparedness as in the next few days. So we will continue to provide advisories as necessary, and we will provide this on a regular basis as we see that the storm is getting closer. We would also want to continue to stress that the districts, it's particularly the Corozal district and the San Pedro and Key-Caulker area, need to continue to maintain high levels of vigilance. We are not exactly out of the woods yet, as you can see on the cone. We are still in that area, and so those districts and those areas need to remain vigilant and need to continue their preparedness. We in the Corozal district, shelters have been identified. They will be opened as necessary, and we will be providing that that guidance to those communities as we continue. We are also reaching out to our counterparts in Quintana Roo today to discuss with them any collaboration we can have as they also face this face Beryl. We're also continuing our engagements with our regional partners as well. And so for us, we're looking really at preparedness from at all levels. Again, as the chief meteorologist has mentioned, we want to continue to stress the importance of preparedness. Know where you need to go, know what you have to do, make those preparations now. You still have a few, there's still time. At the same time, continue to reach out to those persons that you know who may need assistance, such as the elderly persons with disabilities, and those people who need more of our help. So with that, I conclude my portion of the presentation, and we're open to questions. So over to you, Ms. Tina.
Thank you, Mr. Mendez. I see Marisol has a question. Can we take your question first, please?
Good morning to everyone. This question goes to the chief meteorologist. If you could kindly speak to inches of rainfall to be expected in the north and how that would factor into effects of flooding given the rains from the weekend. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Marisol, for the question. The projection right now indicate that we could have up to 2 to 4 inches of rainfall with locally higher values. And again, I stress, locally higher values. Models are only an estimate of what can occur, and they don't always capture the reality. It's a simulation of reality, right? You can always have more, but the indications are 2 to 4 inches with locally higher values. And we do know that the grounds are extremely saturated because we had rainfalls, as you rightly mentioned. We had a significant excessive rainfall event just last weekend. And so in combination with that, and based on what the principal hydrologist indicated on our first press conference on Monday, that could lead to both riverine flooding due to transboundary flow, and of course, what they refer to as urban flooding. And urban flooding due to rainfall, the rains pooling on the ground. So certainly that is something that we want to advise our residents in those areas to pay keen attention to, and to take necessary actions if they need to move to higher grounds. Indicated on our first press conference in those areas to pay keen attention to, and to take necessary actions if they need to move to higher grounds. Indicated on our first press conference in those areas to pay keen attention to, and to take necessary actions if they need to move to higher grounds. Indicated on our first press conference in those areas to pay keen attention to, and to take necessary actions if they need to move to higher grounds. Indicated on our first press conference in those areas to pay keen attention to, and to take necessary actions if they need to move to higher grounds. Indicated on our
I'm not sure what happened there, Ms. Tina.
I don't know what happened to
I am not sure. It doesn't seem like it's coming from our end, but if you guys are hearing us now, I think Chief Met is back in. If you can proceed, Mr. Gordon.
I had concluded my statement. I heard it about 4 times repeated, but yes, I had concluded.
Okay, and thank you guys so much for your patience. I see, I'll just go in order here from who's raising their hands. We will go with Aaron Humes. Please ask your question.
Thank you, Mr. Tina. Good morning. Aaron Humes, breaking Belize News. The differences I see from yesterday, Mr. Gordon, is that we have both slight reduction in forward speed and a slight reduction in wind activity, 145, and now it's 20, and we discussed this yesterday. So should we expect moving forward even more significant slowdown as it goes over Jamaica and then on to the Caymans and eventually starts coming our way? Sorry.
Sure, Aaron. Yes, as you rightly mentioned, that trend is materializing, which is exactly what was forecasted. So the system has encountered significant wind shear. I don't consider that weakening to be insignificant. Yesterday at this time, it was at 165 miles per hour. It's down to 145. So certainly we know that we are seeing that the trend of weakening is occurring. It hasn't even impacted the landmass of Jamaica as yet. So that will also cause some disruption. And as we expected in the Northwestern Caribbean Sea, there will be stronger, moderate to stronger wind shear, causing the system to weaken further. The forecasted intensity at landfall is still at a Category 1 hurricane, which is anywhere between 74 to 95 miles per hour. In terms of the forward speed, it was at 22 miles per hour. It's at 20. That is rather insignificant. However, we do expect it to slow down a bit more as it approaches the Yucatan.
And then secondly, I guess perhaps business can chime in on this as well. The declaration yesterday of the tropical storm watch, I think, has ruffled a few feathers. There are some suggesting that that's a bit early, that there's some connection to, I don't know if it's a sense of anticipation, considering the track that the forecast is giving, but there was some issue with that. And I think you mentioned earlier, Chief Met, that you were consulted with the Prime Minister, who I think has the authority to do that, as well as NEMO. So,
all right, so there we had the press briefing from NEMO and the National Met Service, and we want to thank them for that update. We really appreciate this information so we can share it with our audiences. It's very important, as they said. The takeaway that I got from what was shared is that we need to continue to remain vigilant, especially those in the north of Belize and especially the islands. But I would say that whichever part of Belize you are located, we need to be vigilant and remember that things can change. And as you rightfully said, even though Venezuela was not in the pot, Venezuela is experiencing the effects of Hurricane Beryl.
Yeah, and we have experienced that similarly when we've seen these huge systems passed over Honduras and Nicaragua. I think that would have been I don't remember the specific year, maybe 2021 or 2022, and we had really bad weather, serious flooding concerns for...
Definitely during the elections.
Yeah.
Just before, when things had swollen over from Guatemala and so the San Ignacio and Santa Elena era, even though they weren't impacted directly, they experienced the flooding all the way from, I guess you'd have said, Benke to Roaring Creek. Remember when the bridge was completely covered? So definitely we want to remind you to stay vigilant. We want to remind you to continue listening to the National Emergency Management Organization and the district ones for accurate information, of course, National Met Service.
And coming up at 8 o'clock, we're going to have a report, or we're going to have a rep, let me put it that way, from Belize Electricity Limited, as they will be giving their usual assortment of tips and recommendations when you're dealing with a system like this. We know that the lampposts and the wires are things that become a concern, and so being proactive, the electricity company is doing its media runs to make people be aware of what they recommend and what their advice is at this time. So cuts coming up at 8 o'clock, and rightfully so. Beryl remains the focus of our attention.
Right.
And again, we heard from the Chief Met, who spent some time really thanking his team, and apparently they have been compared to people online, and I feel like we have to recognize that our people who are there are not chumps. These are people who This is what they have studied, and they have, done the hard work, and the ones that really and truly are the tip of the spear. And in multiple instances, the Chief Met is saying that they are the ones doing the work to provide the information that is then being used by some of these more visually appealing content.
But this is why it comes back to your point that because within 2024, these are organizations, and it's not to take away anything from you, but you also need to invest in your social media presence. People live online. People live and traffic in at the social media streets that are with it. So I agree fully that without the information and the expertise and the academic achievements of our National Met Service, a lot of the information that is being disseminated won't even be about, right? Because you need the forecasters and the meteorologists for that to happen. And that's why it's important for NEMO, Met Service, CMO, DEMO, everybody else, to get up on their social media, get beefy because of they there.
Yeah. Well, again, the information shared remains that there is a tropical storm watch from Belize City going northward, and that means that that is still a significant possibility that within the next, I guess, 48 hours, or definitely less than 72 hours, between 48 to 72 hours, you end up with experiencing some tropical storm force winds based on how far out they extend. And according to the Chief Met, the forecast is for them to extend out 65 to 80 miles. So that
which is significant.
Which would mean that even if the system passes 65 to 80 miles north of the Rio Hondo, there would still be some tropical storm winds experienced by folks in the extreme north of the country. And there's also always going to be a concern about the kind of wave action that is going to be related to a system like this, which is not just where the eye is, but that everything get disturbed when a system they come through like this. So again, the bottom line is that what remains, the number one advice is that to make sure that you know. So even if you're not Mr. Worry or Miss Worry, even if you name your panic level at 0, somebody said, don't worry
about that. That's not the other over there.
Don't worry about that. Okay, we know they have to change your heart, but we want to tell you, make sure you know where to go on with
at
it.
Least. You might
even though you know the worry.
Right,
you're
not worry about it, you could put it in the father hands, but at the same time, you need to know what you're putting in the father hands, right?
Yes.
How you pray if you don't know where to pray for or both.
And just to say that one of the points that we keep hammering home and, hope that it's not lost is that nobody should be guiding us other than the people that we have who are working on behalf of us, that they should be the ones that we turn to. It's their voice and their guidance and their information that comes first. Yes, all these things are good, and our ability to go and check this and check that and go to YouTube and Facebook and blah, 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 blah. It's all good, but you have to know what's your A source, what's your A role. And your A role must always be the National Hydrological Service and the National Emergency Management Organization. Then a source 1, source A, and then everything else after. Because their information is specifically created for our interest and our priority. So their performance, that will be number one concern, because they are the ones we turn to.
Right.
They are the ones we want here. Then everything else, well, the entertainment. We don't know them people and people don't know we. But the brother then want to give you the information, that's what we want to deal with. So again, we want to mention that coming up at 8 o'clock, we do have a BEL rep coming through, so that's important information that we got to share for you again. Again, I think it was the Chief Met who mentioned that it was key to have this thing for trigger all the systems into being, and if it is as it's forecast that it's going to be a near miss primarily, then what we have gotten is the benefit of a dry run early in the hurricane season. And I would agree that if that is the case, if there is nothing significant in the future for us with Beryl, then indeed this would have great value in whipping us into battle form. A simulation of sort to get we in a shape. But that's, I think, we have to talk about that retrospectively rather than before the thing passed through. But yeah, respect is due to that. Sister Katie, we should go to break. And then
we will. So we'll go to break, but stay with us, because when we come back, we'll get some more information for you to be prepared for any weather.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
St. Catherine has changed the game. We've gone cashless with Digital Wallet. Now grabbing a bite in the cafeteria is a whole new experience. Who needs cash? We just pay with Digital Wallet. And all our accounts are linked directly to our ID cards. It's quick, safe, and super easy.
Download and try DigiWallet today.
Set trends. Keep it cashless with DigiWallet.
Let us help you to empower your school with DigiWallet. Streamline payments, elevate efficiency.
Power on with confidence. Design Depot brings you an attractive selection of GE appliances, including microwaves, washers, dryers, refrigerators, dishwashers, countertop appliances, and more. We understand the importance of appliances that not only endure, but also excel in performance. As your trusted GE USA authorized dealer, we stand for reliability and performance, ensuring that you can power on with confidence. Visit us today and power on with efficient, reliable, and energy-saving solutions with GE appliances from Design Depot.
Design Depot, all in one place.
When you get your prescription, what are the best place to go?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City. When the drugstore then close up the night and on Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City. When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are turn to?
Bam City. We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
it's more discussion on WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. So that means you're listening to Creme FM, you're watching XTV, you're streaming on any of the apps. And we want to thank you for that. We have Emmanuel Petch of BEL on Zoom, and he is the representative of Belize Electricity Limited, and they will be sharing with us how we prepare for Beryl in whatever form she appears, or if or not she makes landfall. We need to know what's going to happen as far as electricity. So my name is Katie Numi Usher. I'm here with Mose, and we are joined by Mr. Emmanuel Petch. Actually, it's Mr. Kirkpatrick? No, I didn't get a name
Okay,
wrong.
so we kind of mix up names. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear us?
We're not hearing you.
So we're joined by two representatives, which is great. One of them is Emmanuel Petch. The other one is, I saw him on the news yesterday, but I'm trying to remember his name, but you will help me with the name.
Neither of them we are hearing.
Okay, so we're trying to get them to you. Can you hear us now? Can you say good morning? Are you muted?
Not hearing.
Okay, I can hear you faintly now. Go ahead. Good morning. Welcome to WB. Well, I heard him just a second ago. For those just joining, we are bringing in on Zoom representatives from the Belize Electricity Limited. As we know, Belize is under a hurricane watch, not warning. Remember, there's a difference between a watch and a warning. A watch means that you're monitoring and you're observing to see what can eventually happen. At some point, we may have to upgrade to a warning. I guess what the Met Service and NEMO were saying, that would probably be in the next 48 hours. But for now, we are monitoring. And so if you saw the second segment of the show, what we had was we had the chief Met officer and the national emergency coordinator of NEMO, and they were sharing with us updates on Beryl as she continues her tour. She's doing a Caribbean tour, which is unfortunate because we are seeing that she is a significant storm, and even though there is a lot of weakening, it's still a very strong and significant storm, and for that and for that reason, we need to be vigilant and we need to watch, especially our citizens who reside in the north of Belize and the islands. But that's not to say that if you're not on the islands, you're not in north, that you don't also listen to the advisories. And we want to remind you, please, as much as everybody has nice graphics or whatever, like the chief Met officer said, we need to get it from our leading voices, to use your wordage. We need to get it from the National Met Service and from the National Emergency Management Organization. It's very important. So I heard a burst of sound. I don't know if that means that our guests are up.
I'm trying to hear something. I'm trying to be told something so that we can know what to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Can someone just tell us what is going on so we can know what to do?
Any sign?
Nothing.
All right. In that void, we want to say it is 8:09 a.m. on this Wednesday morning. It's the 3rd of July, 2024. You're watching, listening, streaming WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. And we are trying to get our guests from the Belize Electricity Limited on board to share with you tips and strategies for you to prepare as we prepare and as we monitor the goings on with Hurricane Beryl. As we know, Hurricane Beryl is expected to make landfall in Jamaica today. And so, was it today or Thursday? I think it's Thursday. Or is it today?
I think it's today.
Today, okay. So
later this afternoon.
Later today. And so we need to continue to monitor and we need to be prepared. So part of that preparedness is you know, your utilities, as far as stocking up your pantry. I am hoping, because we saw what was happening with price gouging, that the government of Belize, through the Ministry of Human Development and Food Security Ministry, can help those who I want to congratulate and thank the emergency coordinator for saying, you know, we have to look out for the elderly and for disabled Belizeans. But I also want us to know that planting not eat like rice and money not like that. And because there was a late start as far as this monitoring, some people spent a significant amount of their payday, because we know payday in the last weekend, getting ready for the storm for last weekend. So people might need assistance getting ready for it when it comes. And so I'm hoping that the Ministry of Human Development, the Government of Belize, Ministry of Finance, and of course Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security are looking out and into how we can support our Belizeans to get prepared. I don't know if that comes under the Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing, but definitely we know and we've seen that some people's homes got were significantly compromised after Hurricane Lisa 2 years ago, and some people have not been able to rebuild and reify or fortify their structures since then. So I don't know if they would be doing the wrongs, but I know they said they're on pause too, at least when it comes to the Coastal Plains Highway, because then they wait for after Beryl. But I think it's important to know that we have to help our people be prepared, because like you rightfully said, even though Venezuela is not on the path, Venezuelans still had to contend with the impacts. And that's what we see with climate change, right? Is that you have these superstorms, you have these storms that they move swiftly, they develop very quickly, they are strong. And so we definitely want to be prepared.
Yeah, so I think when we look at what has happened here with Beryl, what needs to remain with us, resonate with us, is that rapid intensification is the new norm. That even when intensification is expected and there is a forecast for it, that it's happening faster than what the forecast models put forward, and the waters normally would not be this warm so far out. And so generally that's why you don't end up with systems this strong so early out. So the new norms are being written by the way that the global climate is being radically rearranged by man's fossil fuel dependency. And so you look at a situation, these things are to stay in our minds, because while we might not experience the worst of Beryl, we need to look at what happened to folks in those islands around the Grenadines.
Right.
And everything they say is that this happened really fast on us. Usually one of the things we would say about a hurricane as compared to an earthquake or something like that is that at least we got one long warm up, we got a long lead up before we have to dance with it. And it generally gives us enough time, even if we squander the time, generally we get enough time to plan. Well, this new thing now is that these storms, you go to sleep at night with them being a tropical storm, and you wake up in the morning and they're a category 4. Just overnight. That is alarming, because the kind of mindset you need to have, say with a hurricane category 1 as compared to a category, like in my head, like I have these tiers of how we respond and what we do, as when you're dealing with it. Not saying that a tropical storm or a category 1 hurricane is not a significant enough thing to make sure that you are on top of your game, but there are levels to this.
Right.
And so when you are dealing with rapid intensification, you're dealing with the fact that the probability that you are caught unprepared increases.
And that's why it's very important, especially for people who have elders. We do have Belizeans who have experience, right? Category 5. Hurricane Hattie was a Category 5 hurricane. And so, you know, this is our time where you need to get to your elders and get that information, because I can say I've experienced two, but they were both category ones in Earl and Lisa, and those were devastating. You know, we see even at category one, it was very strong and it caused a lot of damage. So definitely one can only imagine, and as you said, we have seen in the interviews of people in the Southeastern Caribbean region, and when they share the accounts of just how this hurricane has entered and just ripped through these places, you know, destroying everything in the path. And so we definitely need to be very mindful. I know some people say, oh, make it come, and all like me, I have a lot of respect for hurricane. When I'm small, even 1998, when they had Hurricane Mitch.
The Mitch Fear.
The Mitch Fear.
Yeah.
I'm there in a standard 5, that's St. Ignatius. And I was very, very concerned. But for me, at that time, the kind of experience when you had hurricane, that when you eat all the chicken sausage and all the potted meat and all the pot bread, and you just go through all the provision, right? And then we saw, well, if you live in Placencia, and so you saw Iris, we also had Keith, we had other things. I think I even remember Hurricane Richard in 2010. What really opened my eyes and make I realize that hurricane and not just drive and go to build my plan was Hurricane Earl in 2016, and again Lisa in 2022. So hurricane are nothing to play with, they're no joke. We have been experiencing, because of climate change, what I like to call a climate crisis, and climate anomalies, as in to say storms are not operating how they used to do. But what I'm saying is that some of you have grandparents and or parents who experienced things like Hurricane Hattie, which was, yes, a category 5 hurricane, and trust me, I could tell you, hurricane and not done out your provision a little bit more than that, right?
So I think we
do have them
operational Zoom.
Okay.
I think.
All right. That
Can
sounds
we try
very
it
good.
again?
Let's try this again.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Hey.
Audio.
Good
is
morning
there.
and welcome.
Oh. All right. Well, you are Emmanuel Patch.
Yes, Mose. Thank you for having us on the show. My
And
name is Emmanuel Patch.
and the
we
next,
have with us also Zane Fitzpatrick.
Okay. Good morning and welcome to you both.
Thank you.
What is BL's priority message to the people of Belize, in particular those who are right now under tropical storm watch? What is BL's primary message?
Right, so let me just introduce us first. I think there was some confusion with the names earlier, and we do apologize for the technical difficulties that we're trying to figure out. So my name is Emmanuel Petch. I'm a Senior Corporate Communications Officer, and then we have with us Zane Fitzpatrick. Could you tell us your role, Zane?
Hi, morning, Belize, morning. My name is Zane Fitzpatrick. I am the Safety Specialist for Belize Electricity Limited.
Perfect.
Right, so Mose, I like that you I like that you started with that question. What are we doing? Is our main message, right, for the community, especially during this time of that we're in hurricane watch. You know, there's a lot of anxiety out there, and so I just wanted to start by introducing the topic that we want to discuss today, which is hurricane preparedness and safety. So let's just start right there with the second term in that phrase, safety. Safety for BL is always a priority. It is engraved in our values. We never compromise on safety, and it's also a cornerstone of our mission of who we are as a company, as a people. We deliver safe, reliable, and sustainable energy solutions. And again, you're hearing the word safe, right? During this time, while everyone is in hurricane watch, everyone is glued to their televisions, looking to see what will transpire. We understand that there can be a lot of anxiety, a lot of concern, especially when you start to think of what you might experience during the passing of the storm. Fallen trees, flying debris, and even some down power lines, depending on how strong the hurricane wind forces are, right? We join all of the community in hoping for the best, but we always have to be prepared for whatever might transpire, right? And BEL is prepared. Now, during the passing of the storm, while there, worst case scenario, if we do experience some down power lines during the passing of the storm, I want to make it very clear to our people, to our community and our customers, that during a storm, BEL crews, our teams are not dispatched to fix any down power lines and to restore power during the passing of the storm. Again, safety is a #1 priority during this time. We firmly believe that during the passing of a storm, our main priority is to ensure the safety of our customers, the safety of the general public, and of course the safety of our employees. Because if you look at who our employees, who make up our employees, it's not machines, it's not robots, it's real people. It's your neighbors, your cousin, your brother, your sister, right? These are the people that make up the BEL family, and they have families of their own that they must take care of. So we understand that customers might want to see a quick response, but bear in mind that during the passing of the storm, we are also sheltered in, taking care of our families, and we're monitoring the storm, similar to what you are doing, right? While also, when the storm does pass, that's when our restoration process begins, and Zane will talk a little bit more about the restoration process. But even after a storm passes, when the all clear is given and our teams mobilize to restore power, you still might not see the typical yellow hats in your neighborhood if you've experienced a down power line or a down street light. And the reason for this is because there's a process that we must follow. And this process starts from making an assessment immediately after the hurricane has passed. So even if you don't see the yellow hats in your neighborhood, rest assured that our teams will be working diligently to restore power as quickly and as safely, again, safety is the key word, as safely as possible. And so while we are prepared to respond and restore power, we also need to be prepared even beforehand. So Zane will tell you that our preparations did not start when the hurricane was named the Beryl, or when the authorities, when the authorities started tracking this hurricane storm. But our preparations, and Zane will tell you this, our preparations extend all year round, right?
Right. Emmanuel, again, good morning. Thank you for having us. As Emmanuel rightfully said, that we have a plan, we have a comprehensive plan that we revise annually, and it is year round. It is not just the beginning of the hurricane season that we start to prepare. We started to prepare at the end of the last hurricane season for the upcoming hurricane season. And so what this comprehensive plan is a set of instructions, a set of responsibilities that the different departments within BEL have to execute to ensure that we're able to keep on the lights during the passage of the storm, and to quickly and again safely restore electricity. All right, it is important to note that during the passage of the storm, BEL will not turn off the light. We will keep the lights on for as long as we possibly can. However, as Emmanuel rightfully said, that if you experience power outage during the storm, our teams will not be dispatched. We will not be responding to turn those lights back on until all clear was given. Of course, at this time, we're monitoring the grid. I take this opportunity to ask, or to even deliver the message that vegetation management is very important in our preparedness phase, all right? And so we ask customers to assist us with that.
Okay,
Because
so let's
during
unpack. Zane, Zane, are you hearing me?
Sorry. Yes, I am hearing you.
Okay, so could you unpack that a bit, because I understand what you mean, but then I wouldn't know exactly what would be the priority things for someone to do that, you know, we figure, guess what, kind of low-hanging fruit when it comes to vegetation management. Tell me what that unpack means for the average resident and home.
Right. So what we mean when we say vegetation management is the vegetation, trees, large trees, particularly danger trees that can come in contact with the line and compromise it. Some of these trees are, it does not necessarily has to be next to the pole or the line. It might be several feet away, but when it falls, it has the ability to come down and come in contact with the line. Some of these trees are trees planted by our customers, and so we ask them to refrain from that because it has the potential to, again, cause not just outages during a storm, but during the passage of the year. And so BL has a program, if you will, that you can call in, and we ask that you do it in advance of the storm. We don't wait until the storm comes and then call BL to ask assistance with that. But to call BL so that we can assist with the removal of these danger trees, if you will.
I think to maybe explain, because when you I live in a rural area, right? Explain too that sometimes what prevents the restoration of power after a storm is the fact that, you know, there are a lot of, like you said, they say endanger trees, the vegetation and other things, flooding, where you can't really realistically send out the yellow hats out, because then, you know, you need to have a clear area, you know, a non-flooded area for you to do that. So I don't know if maybe you can explain how the process of restoration happens after safely, right? Can I just put the power back on? You want to do so safely.
Right. Emphasize on that point safer, right? Again, we don't compromise on safety, and it is one of our values. All right. But to answer your question, we do have a restoration plan, which kicks in immediately after the all clear is given, where an assessment begins to see what damage we've sustained and where we need to dispatch our crews in regards to the affected areas. One of the things that we have to do, and again we want to expound here, is that there is some protocols, if you will, chronological procedure that we follow when we start to restore electricity. We have to ensure that our independent power producers, are able to generate electricity. We then proceed to our transmission and substation lines. The transmission lines and the substation. All right, and what transmission lines are these? You typically see them on the highway, the lines that carry a large amount of electricity to our distribution lines. And this is the area, the localized area, if you will, that delivers electricity to your homes and businesses. One of the things I want to emphasize here is that as we come down to the distribution, we have different feeders in distribution, and so our restoration prioritizes feeders that have essential services on them. Essential services such as the hospital, water treatment and other utilities, supermarket. These are just some examples of some essential service that we restore electricity in regards to priority, all right? And then we go to the larger feeders, and then we trickle down to the small homes.
Right.
All of these things can happen in tandem, all right? But I'm just explaining to you the steps that we take to restore electricity quickly and as safely as possible.
Right.
I just want to emphasize again, that during this time we know that customers can get a little anxious when they are looking at, you know, the damages in their area, but we just want to emphasize that while we might not necessarily be there dealing with the issue at your residence or in your neighborhood, BAL our teams are working diligently, non-stop, to restore power as soon and as quickly and as safely as possible. And I want to emphasize that while the main team that is out there working on these power lines are our power line technicians, our engineers, but this is a job for the entire company. All 407 employees are prepared to respond because our power line technicians need the support of our HR department, of logistics, of finance. So it's all of the BL family is well prepared to respond, and we will be responding as soon as the all clear is given. But rest assured that even if you don't see our teams near you, we will get to your area, but just bear a little patience with us and understand that we are working diligently to restore power, and we will get to you. But bear a little patience and understanding with us that there is a process that we must follow.
Right. No, I understand that completely, and the reason why I was asking about the danger trees, it was just to further your point that, you know, these things have to be done safely. After Lisa, we had a massive danger tree which was falling, so we had other parts of Ladyville that got power before us, but it was because the linesmen had to be very careful first with the removal of the danger tree that was fallen by the storm before they could have been put back on the power grid, right? So yeah, no, it was, we appreciate the information.
Yeah, let me jump in and ask for people who want this information in an accessible format, might have, tell us how they can get information, and in the event, for example, definitely nobody wants it to happen, but in the event that we are adversely affected by Beryl in some kind of significant way, especially in the north, will there be like a number that folks can call to give reports and access information and assistance?
Certainly. So there's two things to your question. The first is to make reports. So we encourage our customers and the general public to have our BL 24/7 app readily available to make reports. It's very intuitive and easy to use. You click on the app and you click on the section to make a report, and you can make a report there, and our team will be on the other end receiving those reports, and those actually help us to be able to mobilize even faster when we do go into the restoration phase. We also have our BL toll-free number, which is 0800 BL Care, and our teams again will be manning this number and ensure that all those calls to report on damaged infrastructure will be received. Now, in the other hand, we also have our BL Power Updates group page on Facebook and our main page. We will be posting regular updates on those platforms so that our customers and the general public can stay informed. But we also understand very well that these avenues might not be available when customers are out of power, in the event that they're out of power.
Right.
So we will be reaching out to all of the different radio stations to ensure that we provide them with updated information on what's taking place. And during the restoration process, we will also be contacting the radio stations, the television stations, to ensure they're getting the latest information and can communicate that effectively to our customers and the general public.
Right. Are you going to offer the service in the event that something happens like you did the last time during Lisa, where you had like charging stations? Like you could go to a certain store and charge your devices, or that's something you're planning to do?
I'm not sure. Zane, could you, is that part
I think, let me answer it this way. Our mandate is to restore electricity as quickly as possible to everyone. I know what you speak of. I don't think that was our initiative. However, we work diligently to get electricity back on to you so that you can charge your devices at home, so that you have electricity at your home. And since I'm speaking now, if I may, one of the more important things I do want to mention that after the storm, there will be downlines. Right? It is important that you don't interrupt with that and call BL immediately. We encourage you to treat those downlines as if they were there live. Right? I cannot come here and not emphasize that point.
Not touch nothing, basically. Anywhere
Not touch
you
that.
say, not touch that. Just call BL.
Yes, so there are other utilities that utilize our poles to provide services to their customers.
Right.
But even so, leave it to the professionals to determine what wire is, for BEL and what wire is for another utility.
Okay.
But for your sake, please, again, we encourage you, or we emphasize, please stay please stay away from any down wires that you might find on the ground, and also any flooded areas, because you never know what could be inside the water. Especially the hurricane storms leave some very murky flooded waters. Please stay away from them, for your safety and the safety of your family.
Right. So we have a caller that, since Lisa would call and say that, there was a down power line, there was a down lamppost in her area. And I'm hoping she's the only one, but in the event that she's not, is BEL going to assess if they had these down lampposts, what to do before the storm? I don't know if that's something that you're aware of or that you have a plan for.
So the question is, does someone has a down lamppost?
What happens is that we would have a caller. She called mostly last year. I've not heard her much this year, but she was saying that, since Lisa, there was a lamppost that fell during Lisa, and that it wasn't re-erected.
Okay.
But we encourage that person make a report if she hasn't already, because while we monitor our system, sometimes we need our customers' support as well. We are all one community and we need each other to help us, because we're not always out there on the ground. We do our monitoring assessments, but when there's situations like these, and it might not reflect back on our monitors, please do make a report. We encourage our customers to use our BL 24/7 app, use the BL toll-free number, or send us a Facebook message with the information so that we can register it and then activate to make efforts to rectify any issues.
Thank you very much for that.
All right, if there's anything else you would like to, in summing up and, leaving the most important message once again to our listeners and viewers, now is the time. Again, on our behalf, we certainly appreciate the fact that you have reached out and you've made yourself available to share such important information. And we hope that folks have been paying full attention.
Well, we just want to reiterate some safety tips for our viewers during this time to ensure, and again, ensure that safety is also your number one priority during this time. Don't wait until the storm is here to make preparations. Start ensuring that you are prepared. And we join the entire community to hope for the best, but we have to be prepared. Again, have a hurricane plan. Make sure that you secure any debris in your area that can potentially become projectiles and end up in damaging power line infrastructures, right? This flying debris and danger trees are one of the, and Zane will tell you this also, that they are one of the most common causes of power interruptions during a storm. Also, we encourage you to stay indoors, and if you are going to be evacuating, ensure that you turn off your breaker. If there is flooding in your area, ensure that you turn off your breaker. And for the safety of your devices, ensure that if you're not using your devices, for example, a television or a microwave, if you're not utilizing these equipments, well, we encourage you to turn it off during a storm.
Okay.
There is no reason for you to have it plugged in if you're not using it, especially during a storm. And to ensure the safety of your devices, of course, we encourage you to get surge protectors. You know, one of the things for our system that we want to emphasize as well is that our system is built in with safety. So if there is any issues, a thunderstorm makes contact with our power lines, lightning makes contact with our power lines, or trees or debris comes in contact with it, our safety devices will immediately pick it up and turn off power in your area for the protection of our customers and for the protection of our system. And what you might experience at home is flickering of lights or intermittent interruptions. But this does not necessarily mean that your equipment can get damaged, but it could be that the devices are working to protect you from any damages. But don't take it for granted. You know, get a surge protector, have extra protection on your appliances, and turn off your devices and turn off your breaker if you're leaving your home.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us, and very important information you've shared. You guys have a great day.
All right. Thank you very much for having us.
All right. And before we go to break, let me just, this is actually a part of the break. This is an Atlantic Bank notice for branch closures. The Atlantic Bank would like to inform you, hurricane, the following branches will be closed at 12 p.m. on Wednesday.
Which is today.
Yes, midday, July 3rd, for the safety of our customers and staff. So, Corozal branch, the Corozal Free Zone Agency, the San Pedro branch, and the Key Corker branch. These branches remain closed until further notice. ATMs remain accessible. Please take necessary precautions and stay safe during this time.
All right, thanks very much Atlantic Bank for that information. So please follow suit. If you need to go to bank, try to get that done before midday today. So, ready for break? Yes.
The Office of the Prime Minister invites you to the National MSME Roadshow 2024. Join us for free workshops in marketing using AI, finance, business planning, and customer service. Connect with financial institutions for access to finance opportunities, meet with key government agencies, and showcase your business at the Roadshow Expo in an effort to get more locals to buy Belizean. We will be in Orange Walk Town, June 13th to the 15th, PG, June 27th to the 29th, Corozal, July 11th to the 13th, Benke, July 25th to the 27th, San Pedro, August 15th to the 17th, Key Corker, August 23rd to the 24th, Pelmopan, August 29th to the 31st, Hopkins, September 13th to the 14th, San Ignacio, September 26th to the 28th, Tangriga, October 10th to the 12th, Placencia, October 18th to the 19th, and Belize City, October 24th to the 26th. Sign up today for the National MSME Roadshow. For more information, follow us on Facebook at Beltrade or call us at 880-3737. Sign up today for the National MSME Roadshow. Let's get your business on the road.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together. Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Welcome back. Good morning. You're watching, listening, and or streaming WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. My name is Numi, Usher. I'm here with Mose, Hyde. It is 8:47 a.m. on this 3rd of July 2024, and I have a message here from Heritage Bank, and it says, to ensure the safety of our team and their families, we have closed our Keycorker and San Pedro branches on Tuesday, July 2nd, so I guess that's yesterday, to allow our staff ample time to evacuate and prepare for the storm. These branches will remain closed until further notice. Additionally, our Corozal branch will close at midday today, Wednesday, July 3rd, and will also remain closed until further notice. While the branches are closed, the ATMs in San Pedro, Keycorker, and Corozal will remain accessible for all your banking needs, and online banking will continue to be available. We urge everyone to stay safe and follow local safety guidelines during Hurricane Beryl. So that was a message again from Heritage Bank.
And again, looking at the Atlantic Bank notice this is for people, residents of Corozal, Keycorker, San Pedro. The Atlantic Bank would like to inform you that due to the approaching hurricane, the following branches will be closed starting midday today. That's 12 p.m. July 3rd, 2024. Corozal branch, the Corozal agency, the San Pedro branch, and the Keycorker branch. These branches remain closed until further notice. ATMs remain accessible. Please take necessary precautions and stay safe during this time. That's a message from Atlantic Bank.
Right. So it's very important to have this information. Remember, if you are in the north, the Heritage Bank branches are already closed, but you could access their online banking, and you can also access their ATMs. And in Corozal, it closes today midday, right? So try to access your banking if you need to.
So yeah, and we got to remind you that coming up, I believe we are going to have another briefing. It's going to be at 3:30 p.m. And it is going to be carried live on XTV and Creme Radio. That's the NEMO briefing. And again, we advise you, we understand 2024, people get updates from everywhere, YouTube, TikTok. In fact, Kitty was showing me what a man rapping to...
Not like us, but with the weather. Kendrick Lamar really strike a crowd in that one there.
It's just to show you that you have entertaining folk, all different type of information. Everybody trying to get your attention, right? It's an attention market, right? I think it's Kitty mentioned that on Monday. But we remind you that not all information is created equal. And while we don't discourage you from checking out everything you want to check out, we want to remind you that your A1 source of information when you're dealing with a system like this has to be homegrown. Because it's homegrown means that it is
specific to you.
Specific to you.
To your area and to your needs, right?
And as the Chief Met Officer defended his team to say that we to provide the information to some of them people here. So don't feel like they know better than we. Because we to get it.
Right. That we to see anything,
we are the source.
Right.
So calm on yourself and make sure that you guys prioritize hearing from our Met people and hearing from NEMO. Right? We holler at NEMO for say we want to hear more of you. Know that they are making themselves available. We don't want to squander that. You might be in Toledo, but you might have relatives in Capobank, or you might have relatives or somebody working in Key Caucus. So it don't matter where you are, you have an interest to make sure that you know what's going on with Beryl. And also, I think importantly, for us to understand that we are in this boat together, and we want to make sure that, let's say a friend of yours who's not been tuned in calls you and asks, yesterday, again, I had this experience where I went to go and buy water, which is a normal thing for me. You go on, when I go buy water, I buy like about 5-6 gallons of water, right? And again, somebody busts me to buy the 5-6 gallons of water. Guys,
well, you know or we don't know? Huh?
Guys, guys, you think you want me to go northward? I said, yeah.
It's still going northward so far.
This is my regular
This is my water.
This is my water purchase I do per normal.
You're getting man excited in that 5 gallon. But right. So reminding that it's at 3:30, and Mr. Neil Henley, who is the chief hydrologist at the hydrology department, is expected to join. So please, there was discussion previously of flooding. We saw flooding over the weekend. So this is an opportunity for you to be on top of that information. And again, that's on at 3:30, and XTV and Creme FM will both be covering that for you live.
And so before we go to break, trust me when I say this. If when I find out anything that is of value when it comes to a matter like this, I am duty bound to share that. So
you know I get keep that.
No, I know. I don't want to go look after mine first.
Pour up the water.
No, I'm not going to do that.
You make sure you share the information.
This is the job, this is the career, this is the profession that I have chosen, or that has chosen.
But you do understand why the excitement when they say they're not some boat on the water, like wait, the way no, they tell me, right? But the man they tell you know, how they tell you know. And if in the event, I know, and that's why we want you to keep it locked, from FM and XTV, because we bring everything to you from NEMO, from the National Met Service, and again this evening from even the hydrology department. So you definitely want to keep it locked here.
One of the things is that I tell everybody, I have a very basic, my life is made simple by what I do for a living in a storm like this, because there's only one place I will be. That is here. This where this building, this spot, this studio is where I have spent the storms that have affected us. So it's very basic. So I very rarely will, except when you're thinking about your family members, of course, then that there's a need for planning with that. But I think we have to take a final break, sister.
Right.
Then
So we'll do that. Nine.
G have to go and nail up and hammer up, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, the man ready. So we'll take that break, stay with us, and we will be right back.
Here's how to be a part of Benny's Homecation in 3 easy steps. First, download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy. Then, shop at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember to choose products from our monthly Homecation jackpot categories to earn entries. Now you can earn B-Bucks with purchases made and be a part of the Benny's Homecation jackpot for a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize in December. Win the ultimate Homecation with Benny's, quality and savings.
Through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
right, and we are back on the gates. We are at the gates of 9 a.m.
They're not like us.
They not like us at all. None at all. Wop. But I need to thank everybody. We're joining me today. I want to thank the National Emergency Management Organization for that press briefing. I definitely want to thank the National Met Service. So again, thanks to the Chief Meteorologist and also the National Emergency Coordinator. We appreciate the time. We know that, you know, all the pots are bubble right now. So we appreciate that you take time to share that valuable information so we can share that with our audience. Very, very important at this time. Thank our guests from BEL. As they said, you know, there are avenues for you to reach out to them. The time to get prepared for the hurricane and know when the hurricane they touch with, that before the hurricane reach. So please move on as quickly as you can. Like what I said, sometimes what stop them from, you know, reinstalling power is these danger trees. So if you got a danger tree, if you know you have one big tree where they lean up on the line, please call BEL today and make them sort out your tree. Right?
Touch my tree.
Oh, not touch your tree.
Not touch my tree.
Not for you tree.
Not touch my tree then.
Yeah, none of the tree then.
Not touch my tree then.
Not what, so, all right,
And
so
then
Mose
it's
is
not
not in
and
that.
then it's
You
not
don't
that-
like them. You don't like them because it's enough for me tree. No, yeah.
No. I said that to Beryl too.
Oh, you tell Beryl to not for me tree.
No, me tree them.
I don't like them. You don't like we.
Not my tree.
But I have to thank the crew here because the crew is what makes us able to be seen, viewed, heard by you. We really appreciate you. We appreciate your audience-ship. And definitely Larry G, our Creme FM simulcast. Right, that's the guy, 999 guy. I know he must have turned because he says 999 is still the top. But we definitely have a thank you to Mackenzie, also our MCO this morning. Clifton Lewis on our video, audio, and our setup. Everything set before we reach. Really want to thank you so much for everything that you do. Everybody will rock with we, you know, and has patience while we sort out our issues. That's why you hit the donation button on the app, right? That's what you do if you have an
That's
Apple
why you
device.
subscribe to YouTube. That's why you follow up on Facebook.
Engagement, attention economy, that's what it is. So, thank you so much, Mose. I really, really appreciate your presence, your wisdom, everything that you share with us. Valuable, more than valuable. You can even pay for it. It's too big. It's too big. So, Belizeans, hopefully we could do this all over again tomorrow. But for right now, 9 to 9. Belizeans, stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're gone.
Wake up, Belize. 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 Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is the show of people. Belize our hopes of to needless reason.